Everybody, and welcome to what is hopefully going to be one of many vlogs in the near future to come. And today we're going to be talking about my favorite side, Chelsea, and they just ended their preseason today. And so a 4-2 win against Werder Bremen, a decent result, but there are some positives and negatives to take out of that game. And this whole preseason for Chelsea has been actually pretty good. I've actually been pretty happy with what we've done in the transfer window. The signings that we have made have been really good. The way we've played has looked pretty good. Conte is really giving a good rotation to the side as well. A lot of good young players getting in there, getting some chances. And yeah, so basically we're just going to talk about Chelsea and how I feel like what the expectations should be on Chelsea this season, I think. And just other things like that. So first things first, we'll talk about the game today. It was 4-2 win, I believe. So Hazard scored a great opening goal. He's looked really good in preseason. To me anyway, I think Eden Hazard has been the guy. He's looked really good again. He's kind of showing us that form that he had, 2 years ago when we won the league. So it's positive because I think Hazard's that guy for us that if he's on it, the team's going to be on it and we're going to win games and we're going to be up there in the league. And I think that's going to be good for us. Conte, I didn't really see too much of Conte. He's looking pretty good in the midfield though. And it's a great signing in my opinion. I think he's going to be just what we need to liven up that midfield a little bit. And then on the youngster perspective, I think we got Bertrand Traore. It looked really good in preseason. He was actually, I think Diego Costa did score today, but other than that, I think Bertrand Traore was our only actual striker to have scored. He scored 2, I believe. He scored 1 against Milan, a nice little, easy little header for him, and then he scored a good sliding goal. I forget against who. It was one of the first preseason games that we had. And yeah, so he looked really good in preseason. So it was good to see our 20-year-old or 19-year-old striker doing really well. Trying to get some youth into that first team for Chelsea, which would be good. Another player I was really impressed with in the youth that kind of came up through the youth system at Chelsea is Nathaniel Chalobah. Chalobah. I don't know how to say his last name, but I think it's Chalobah. He looked really good in preseason as well to me, and he got a lot of playing time under Conte. So, or Conte. I don't want to confuse you guys, but yeah. So basically, he got a lot of playing time, and he looked really good when he was playing. He played a little bit against Madrid, got a nice assist on Hazard's goal as well. So, he looked really good in preseason, so I was happy to see him looking good. Another player I was very impressed with was Victor Moses. I thought he was really, really good on the wing. A good winger option. He's been kind of off and on at Chelsea. He's been on loan to Liverpool and places like that. He was really good at Wigan. And I would really like to see him succeed at Chelsea this season under Conte. And hopefully he will. I don't know for sure. Another player I'd like to see succeed is Juan Cuadrado. I didn't see too much of him in preseason, but he's a solid player, really quick, really pacey. So he's a good option on the wing as well. But I think the main thing is that Eden Hazard is looking back to his old self. He showed glimpses of it in the Euros with Belgium. He had a few really, really off games and a few really on games for Belgium. I thought he was really impressive, to be honest, for Belgium in the game against, I think was it Hungary? When they just smashed them, Hazard was the guy in that game as well. He looked really, really good. So it's like when he's on, the team is on. So if he can be on for every game for Chelsea this season, I think we're going to have a great season. And we should definitely, I think for sure we should be battling for the championship. I think for the league title, I think we're good enough. I don't know if we're the favorites though. I wouldn't put us down as the favorites, and maybe I'm just being a little bit biased because I don't want to put that pressure on this Chelsea team because it is a good Chelsea team. A lot of the players that we had when we won the league 2 years ago are still part of this team. And we should still be a good team, really. I mean, we should still be battling for the title. But you look around us, he's got Manchester United for me. The players that they've brought in this summer, I think for me, Manchester United should be the team. They're the favorites, I think. They got a good manager now. They got Jose Mourinho, which is, from a Chelsea perspective, it's kind of, I don't really know how to feel about that, but they got a good manager, a guy who's proven who can win games. They're not bouncing around from managers that don't really have too much club experience and haven't really been on big clubs like that. So, for them to get Jose Mourinho, a proven Premier League manager, to me is, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who just scored the winner in the Community Shield game against Leicester, and he's just scoring for fun at the moment already, Zlatan, for Manchester United. So it's scary looking from from a Chelsea perspective, looking at Manchester United looking so good in the preseason with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and you know, they're going to be really confident going into the season after that Community Shield win against Leicester. So I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat this season. I expect to see them up in the top 4 as well. And yeah, and another side that could, I really feel Chelsea are going to finish 3rd. Personally, I think we're going to finish behind the 2 Manchesters. I think the 2 Manchesters are going to be battling for the title. City, again, they spent a lot of money. They've brought in a lot of players, a lot of which I don't know, actually. So some interesting signings for City, but, you know, Nolito is a good one. And they've made some good signings in and out, and they already have a really good side. And now with Pep Guardiola as their manager, again, they kind of had that Manchester United problem where they just didn't really feel like they had the manager that had the winning mentality to get them to where they could be. And I really think that Pep is going to be a big step for Manchester City. I think he's definitely the biggest signing for City this over the summer transfer window here, and despite all the players they've signed as well. But I really think that it's going to be more of a manager battle than just team battle, because you got so many good teams in the Premier League. You got Chelsea, you got the Manchesters, you got Arsenal, Tottenham. You can't even rule out Tottenham or Leicester. You know, those are 2 teams that were really good last season, and they could be good again this season. So, you know, it's to try and predict the top 4 is going to be really hard. You know, you got Everton now with Ronald Koeman. He looks good. You know, he's going to be a good manager at Everton, I think. Klopp at Liverpool. Klopp finally saying that he's got his side ready for the new season, and he's ready to push for top 4 as well. So I mean, it's going to be a tough year, and again, it's kind of like for Conte. You know, he said that he's going to bring in 4 more big signings to Chelsea, none of which have actually gone through yet. But you know, taking a look at the signings that we've already made this season, we've got N'Golo Kante from Leicester. Again, like I said, he's going to be a catalyst in the midfield. He's going to be good. He's going to run the show. He just works so hard, and that's exactly what Chelsea needs, I think, in the midfield, is a guy like him. And I think he's going to definitely be a player that can push Chelsea to the next level and battle for the Premier League title. Another player that we brought in was Michy Batshuayi. So far in preseason, he's looked all right, but he hasn't looked outstanding to me. He didn't score a goal that I know of. He might have scored, but from what I saw, he didn't score a goal for Chelsea yet in preseason, but he had the chances to do so, and he couldn't. So a little bit questionable there. I mean, Diego Costa scored even, and it looks like, you know, we tried to bring in Batshuayi to replace Costa. Yeah, so I mean, in that sense, Batshuayi is a bit of an interesting one. We'll see how he turns out. He's still young. He's got a lot of potential, but, you know, he came in for around a little over 30 million, and to me, that you kind of got to make an impact for 30 million. It's a lot of money to spend on a player and not get results for him. I mean, we did do that with Fernando Torres. We didn't get too much results with him, and stuff like that. So we don't want to see another one of those. And yeah, so I mean, it looks like Chelsea, we're trying to get Romelu Lukaku from Everton to bring him back to Chelsea. I mean, I don't know why we let go of him in the first place. I think that was a really silly move on Chelsea's part. I think that was Jose Mourinho as well as the manager. He also let go of Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, we let go of some really good young Belgian players in the past, and now we're going to get, you know, it's kind of going to cost us to try and bring Lukaku back. We could be paying twice as much, around 70, 80 million, supposedly, with Loic Remy as well going to be involved in the deal. And Loic Remy is a player I love at Chelsea. I don't really want to see him go, but you know, we've brought in Batshuayi. We have Diego Costa. There's not really too much room for Loic Remy, so it could be a good make way in the deal. But in all honesty, you know, I think that when we get into the game with West Ham, I think we're ready for the season. I think Antonio Conte's got this Chelsea team to a point. The only problem I have is the back line. I think we need Kurt Zouma back. For one, I think Kurt Zouma is going to be a big step in the right direction when he gets back from that horrible injury he suffered. But yeah, really, in all honesty, though, it's going to be tough for Chelsea with the back line. I don't know if our back line is quite there. You know, John Terry, he signed on another season as the captain, which I'm happy for him in the sense that he's going to get the right sending off that he deserves, not the red card against Sunderland. I believe it was Sunderland, yeah. And, you know, that to me, just for the amount of effort he's putting at Chelsea, it was wrong for him to have that kind of a sending off. So I'm glad that Conte has given him another chance, and he's actually starting him quite often. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how Terry does this season under Conte, if he's going to have more energy, kind of be more the player like he was a few years ago. He says that he still feels great. He feels like he can be first team and all that jazz. So we'll see how he does in the Chelsea shirt and with the captain's armband. So another player, Gary Cahill, again, decent. I mean, he scored in preseason as well, but it's not all about scoring for the defense. It's about defending. So, I mean, we looked a little bit sketchy at some points, and our closing down's a little bit slow, but I believe, N'Golo Kanté is going to be pretty much the answer to that problem. And, yeah, I think for us, it should be a really positive season at Chelsea. I mean, we should. I feel like we have a team that can win the league. I really do. But, those Manchesters are going to be really, really dangerous this season. And, yeah, that's probably going to do it for the first vlog, the first Chelsea vlog anyway. I'm going to try and do a weekly vlog after every week of the Premier League. So probably every Monday, hopefully, try and get a vlog up for you guys about how I feel about what happened on the previous weekend. I'm going to be doing it about all the teams. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, remember to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And let me know how you feel that Chelsea are going to do this season. And until next time, take care.